Modern Warfare is also out Friday.
This Friday?
This Friday.
Oh, this Friday.
It came up quick, didn't it?
It did. I believe we are ready for a call.
Yeah.
From the duty.
Yeah, it's been a while. Been a while since I cared about a Call of Duty. Hey, are we live?
I think we're live.
So I think this is the year to do it because, like, I heard it's good. There's positive things being said about this year's Call of Duty. And I'm shocking. So I'm sure...
That never... Well, that has happened in, like, literal years.
Last time that happened... I mean, some people liked last year's game, Black Ops 4. Some people were into it.
Some people like it.
That was last year's game, right? Black Ops 4?
Yes.
I think so. That sounds right.
Sounds right.
The one without the campaign, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was last year.
That sounds right.
Then it was World War II before that.
That sounds right.
Yeah. Okay. It's hard to remember.
Yeah, we got a relatively short show today.
Well, let's get it on the road because it's almost 7.
We're posting it now.
Post Malone.
Telling everyone we're done. We're posting.
Posting Malone.
We've been posted up. All right, which means we're good to go. Here you go. That's
okay.
for you.
All right.
This is for me. We're not going to be doing chat today because my phone is at 38%.
It's fine.
Yep.
No one chats with us anyway.
I chat with you. I chat.
Like an Apple device. Oh.
See, this is why I say
swap it. It's still set to built-in microphone, that's why.
This is why I always tap it and not just snap it.
I don't want to touch it. No, my mic.
It's not a touchy thing. It's a touchy-feely thing. That's not going. Stop it. Stop it.
Stop that. Stop it.
No, start it.
Or start it. Hey.
Or stop
hi.
and start.
I love to start it. More specifically, I love to start the Media Boat Podcast. Hello, everybody. And welcome to another edition. Today is October the 23rd, 2019. This is episode 198, I believe.
Yes, 198. So, yeah, 198.
Media Boat Podcast is, if you don't know already, your source for news about movies, television, video games, and music. Not necessarily in that order, but in some order thereof.
You do that on purpose every week.
You got to, because otherwise I don't have a bit. My name is Matt. His name is Mike.
I'm Mike. He's Matt. If you've been following us, 1, thank you. It is very much appreciated.
Yes, thanks.
2, if you're new, we normally do for the past, we've been doing about 2-hour podcasts, but this will be a short one.
And you know how I'm going to guarantee it will be a short one?
Because you're going to start right now.
I'm going to start right now.
All right.
We always start the Media Boat Podcast with the movie section, and we always start the movies section with the weekend box office numbers.
So we have an apology to make.
Because we were wrong. We underestimated the strength of the Disney brand.
We both thought that Zombieland 2, double tap, which is also a double tap.
Correct. Love to double tap your colon.
Yes, thank you,
Not
Doctor.
You specifically, but
thank you, Dr. Assman. We thought that would be the #1 film of the week.
But we were wrong. We were so wrong. That it's not even number 2.
Oh, that's how wrong we were.
Your number 1 movie, in case you're wondering, is, as I hinted at, Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, earning $36.9 million in its first week.
The other sequel that debuted this week.
So yeah, I guess I didn't see this coming because I didn't remember how well the first Maleficent movie did. I didn't think it was a huge success, but I guess enough people still care that they're willing to go out to the tune of $39 million to see it.
Yes, but then again, that tune is still only $39 million.
39. That's not even close to, of course, what Joker made its first week.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, I guess in context, it's not a great number, but in the context of this week, it's surprising to me.
In the context of now we can run #1 ads.
Right, which they have.
Which they have.
They definitely have been doing that. Your number 2 movie, though, taking Zombieland's spot, was Joker, coming in for a third week in top 3.
Right. Dropped down to number 2.
$29 million, adding to its already crazy $247 million domestic total.
Woo!
That's already super heavy money we're talking about
Yep.
for a movie of its like.
Yeah, well, it's been out for 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
But yeah, crossed the 200, clearly. I mean, we knew that was going to be easily because it was at 190 last week.
Right. So, yeah, it'll kind of cruise on as we get closer and closer to award season.
I wonder if this is Joaquin Phoenix's highest box office receipt.
I would not be surprised if it was. However, I want to say that Walk the Line did okay.
Yes, but, maybe.
In its day.
In its
I
day.
think it did all right. I mean, I saw that movie. That's how well that thing did. I went to a theater and saw it.
A lot of people saw it. It was nominated.
It was. But yes, number 3, Zombieland 2 Double Tap, only $26.8 million. So it's not doing hot for a budget of its stature.
It's almost as if the studio knew this was gonna happen.
And put it out in October.
And just put it out anyways, figuring if it's gonna hit hard,
it'll hit in October before Halloween.
Yep.
And it's still underperformed.
Yep.
So yeah, officially nobody cares about Zombieland anymore. I think we can safely put that franchise to bed.
I want to blame the marketing on this.
Oh yeah, it was nowhere.
It was nowhere to be seen. No. Also, the trailers they showed weren't funny. They weren't scary. It was kind of like, hey, you remember this film, right? Well, we're doing it again.
Yeah, it was just not part of the zeitgeist, and it really needed to be in order to get the same kind of audience to come back and see it. Mm-hmm. And it just wasn't there. Nobody cared.
It's both a shame and yet a warning or a lesson that to not just throw out random sequels.
Yep.
But then again,
they're gonna do it.
Disney threw out a random sequel
and got number 1.
And got number 1
there you
this
go.
week.
No one knows what the formula is.
You need to have a pair of huge mouse ears to be number 1.
Apparently.
But
did I ever tell you about when I had a pair of mouse ears from
We've all had a pair of mouse ears from Disney.
You know what I did with it?
What did you do?
Left it on Space Mountain.
Like on purpose?
No, by accident. So my joke is that my ears are currently floating through space. And have been for, God,
20 plus years?
15 years probably. Anyway. The Addams Family is number 4 with $16 million. That's at 57 domestic.
Yeah.
Which is okay.
It's okay.
Could be better.
It needs to be better because it's an animated film.
So it costs a lot.
Yep.
Costs probably not twice that much. But at least $40 million more than that.
At least, yeah.
Slightly less. And then number 5, rounding out your top 5 is Will Smith in Gemini Man.
Gemini Man?
Gemini Man with a mini $8 million adding to its mini $36 million total. Domestically, not great.
No.
Sorry, Will Smith.
When the Addams Family has more box office than you.
But the good news is, if you're Will Smith at least, is that that's not your last movie this year. He's also a voice in that spy pigeon movie.
Is that coming out this year?
That's this year. I want to say that's sometime next month.
I thought that was next year.
They're running at TV ads for it.
Okay.
Currently, so I want to say it's next month.
Okay.
Because they would not be running ads for a movie that's coming out next year.
You're probably right.
Yeah. So.
But he also was in Aladdin earlier this year, and that
he made his money.
Made all the money.
Yeah. So.
This is one of those I'll do it for the studio, I'll do it for me type of things.
Yeah.
Although 2 different studios.
That's it for the box office this week. In case you're wondering what's coming out this current weekend.
All right, what am I seeing?
I don't know what you're seeing, but here are the new releases for movies this week. Black and Blue. What is Black and Blue?
It's what happens when you get punched.
I mean, but what is the movie title Black and Blue about?
Oh, cop. Good cop watches bad cops do bad things and has to get back home. It's basically a combination of End of Watch and Taken.
Interesting.
Or Training Day, I guess.
I could see this hitting a niche.
Yeah.
People who like their cop dramas.
I do want to say this is a majority African American cast.
Okay.
Female lead.
Oh.
Did not remember what her name was though.
Oh.
But I saw a couple ads for it.
Okay.
But yeah. Cop drama. Cop drama coming out this weekend.
Also, we have Countdown.
Which is a horror film.
Okay.
Just in time for Halloween.
Yep, those usually do well.
The tagline for this and the poster is Death? Question mark. There's an app for that.
Oh no. Stupid.
Yes, it is about cell phone death.
Cell phone death, my favorite kind. And then finally, The Current War, director's cut.
Yes, The Current War about Nikola Tesla and...
Oh, The Current War.
Yeah, and Westinghouse and Edison.
Current.
Has already come out, but in select theaters.
Right.
Also in time for the festival circuit. It's been getting good buzz.
Okay.
This is the official wide release of it.
Got it.
Under the director's cut.
Interesting. So which one is going to be submitted for awards?
The
director's cut?
I think the director's cut version.
That would be weird. I don't remember ever having a movie with a subtitle called Director's Cut being nominated for any Oscars.
I'm not sure if they'll continue to call it Director's
might
Cut.
Just make it easy to say
The Current War. Yeah.
That's it for new releases. Will you be seeing any of these movies? Probably not.
I don't have time. I'm still like 2 weeks behind on seeing movies.
So that means you have not seen any movies this week either?
No.
Then we can move the hell on to movie news.
Okay.
Our first story here is about Disney because, of course, actually both first stories about Disney, but we'll get to that.
Well, first one's about the Academy Awards.
This one's about Disney, a certain Disney movie, maybe not getting into the category we thought it would be in.
Well, of all the controversies coming out this year for the Academy Awards,
there are many,
this one now has a definitive answer.
So yeah, this is a conversation we've been having pretty much since this thing was announced, but as you probably are well aware, the internet and many film fans are constantly in debate about whether The Lion King, the remake of The Lion King that came out this year, counts as a live action or an animated film. It is shot with animated characters and does not involve any live humans, but it is designed to look as realistic as possible. So, is it animated or is it live action? Well, the Academy of Motion Pictures, Arts and Sciences, etc. has answered this question, or at least for their rules have answered this question for you. They revealed the 32 films that have submitted for consideration for the Best Animated Feature category for this year's Oscar, or next year's Oscars technically, and Lion King is not among them.
Yes, Lion King is not nominated for Best Animated Feature.
They said, while the characters are CG, they are not presented as, quote, animated characters in the traditional sense. In truth, there's only one live-action shot, though, in the whole movie.
Yes.
The rest was created using visual effects to craft the photoreal film.
That singular live-action shot is the first 10 seconds of the sun rising up in the Serengeti.
Although, a little interesting wrinkle here, Disney was the one who opted not even to submit The Lion King for Best Animated Feature.
How could they?
However, it's expected to be a major player in probably the only categories it can win, visual effects.
Oh, what do you know? A movie that is entirely computer-generated visual effects is probably going to win visual effects.
Yeah, so I guess blame Disney for this.
Oh no, this is squarely blame Disney, not the Academy.
I guess they just didn't figure it could play. Also, they already have two competitors in this field, as it's very likely that we'll see not one but two Disney films in the final nominees for animated feature, as they put out Toy Story 4 and are planning to put out Frozen 2 next month. So those are two heavy hitters, both sequels to movies that have won Best Animated Feature in the past. Also, DreamWorks, of course, no slouch. You'll expect to see How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World in the running as well. What the wild cards, though, this year that have maybe a slight outside chance
is the Lego Movie Part
2,
the second part.
The recently released Abominable from DreamWorks. The Addams Family, and probably not Smallfoot. I don't see that making the cut.
Yes. No, not Smallfoot. The other one. Missing Link was nominated.
Link also could be.
Because it's Laika, and
Laika usually gets a nod.
Yes. While Missing Link was nominated, one that was missing was... missing.
Yes.
Was Shaun of the Sheep.
Shaun the Sheep. Shaun of the Sheep.
Shaun the Sheep. Bombageddon, whatever it was called.
The sequel.
Yes.
Shaun of the Sheep. Shaun, Jesus Christ.
Yep, we did it. Thank you, Edgar Wright.
Shaun of the Sheep. Shaun the Sheep movie.
Yes.
Came out this year.
Yes. That will probably not... That's not on the short list.
So yeah, busy year for animated films. So it'll be very interesting to see what makes the cut. But at least we now know that Lion King will not.
And I guess this will technically end the debate.
I guess, yeah, that's pretty much sums it up.
That's where the line is drawn.
It's still stupid. I still disagree.
Oh, no, I disagree completely.
But...
When your basic outline is must be more than 10%.
Yeah.
Animated.
One scene is not 10%.
Yeah.
No.
Except 10 seconds. It's not 10 seconds. Not 10%.
It's not a 10-minute movie. Anyway, moving on to our second story. Like I said, also Disney, because they made waves this week by releasing a new trailer for Star Wars Episode 9, which we now know as Rise of Skywalker. Not to mention trailer, it also was their way to announce tickets were on sale. Tickets went on sale Monday during halftime, during Monday Night Football, and the first showing sold out immediately, as you might imagine. According to the ticket site Atmos, Rise of Skywalker sold 45% more tickets in its first 24 hours than the previous record holder on their site, Avengers Endgame. Early projections claim it could hit the mythical $3 billion club, of which Endgame came close to at $2.79 billion, but did pass Avatar, as we reported, at 2.79 or 2.78 or 2.78.
Yes, small margin there.
As is expected for events like this, AMC will be hosting a 27-hour Star Wars marathon, leading up to the December 20th release of Rise of Skywalker. Screening will present all 9 Star Wars films. That does not include
Rogue One and
Solo. Or the Clone Wars film.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes.
That exists.
And
everyone who attends will get a commemorative pin and a blanket.
Yes.
To sleep in.
But they will get a little something for those who stick around.
The real prize, of course, will come at the end with those in attendance will get to see the final installment, Episode 9, at 5 p.m., a full hour before the film reaches the rest of the doting public.
Right. If you want to just watch Episode 9, the earliest you could do is 6 o'clock. Or at least the earliest you could have done, as all those seats have been sold out.
So our seats have been purchased.
Yes.
What time are we at?
We are at 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock's not bad.
We are at 7:15, I think, the second showing.
So we will be seeing that on the day of release, so look forward to our coverage.
I found, as soon as I saw that went online, I immediately looked up tickets and saw that literally every showing in the theater I wanted was sold out, sending it to the next closest theater.
Real quick, what were your thoughts about the trailer?
This, mixed thoughts.
Yeah.
While I did like what I saw in terms of the visual effects, it gives me nothing of the story, which I
like. I'm sure.
Probably on purpose, as to not immediately anger fans or try and get people to understand what the story is. But there is significant leaks online that people who have read them, not me, and have reported on them, not me, have said that the leak, one of the major leaks of the script, kind of falls beat for beat with this new trailer. Again, I haven't read the leaks. Unlike The Last Jedi, where I was all up on the leaks and trying to figure out everything. Yeah. This one I'm not.
Because we learned our lesson.
I learned my lesson from Last Jedi.
Is not to pay attention to any of that because it doesn't matter and it's probably wrong.
Right. Also, it can and will warp your view of what you're expecting to see.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Even if you say, "Oh, don't worry, that won't affect me." Yeah, I thought that too.
So this is the Media Boat Podcast reminding you: don't fall into the trap of looking at leaks. Don't do it.
Yes.
Enjoy the
go
movie more
in
if you don't
to be pleasantly surprised. You can watch the trailers, but as soon as you start going into looking at leaks, that's when you cross a line to, I want to be spoiled. I want to make sure this is what I want.
Right.
Instead of this is what the filmmakers are giving me, and I shall accept it as is.
Yeah. The ultimate question, of course, that remains, and the last thing I'll say about this is, Will they stick to the direction and momentum of The Last Jedi, or will this be a correction? That's the question, right?
It is a question.
We won't really know until the movie comes out.
Well, that's the thing, though. According to the leaks, it kind of will, and will piss off fans, but it kind of will, like, also somehow, I don't know how, also give, like, all 3 trilogy films a solitary conclusion.
I have no idea how they're going to pull that off, but we'll see.
Exactly.
Unless this movie is 4 hours long. I don't know how they're going to stack
probably
that
3 hours long, but J.J. Abrams is going to try his best.
Try, exactly.
Yes. Along with other Star Wars news, they are currently still doing reshoots. Now, don't be alarmed. If that's like setting off alarms, like, what? This film comes out in like 2 months and they don't have the completed project yet? Well, guess what? Avengers Endgame did the exact same thing, where they were still shooting it up until March, literally 2 months before the film came out. And one of those shots that they had to redo was the final shot of Tony Stark, of Robert Downey Jr., doing I Am Iron Man with the snap. That was a literal last-minute add to it. So don't be alarmed. This could turn out to be good. I've seen, like, literally the past 2 days, I've been seeing nothing but, oh my god, it's in chaos. Disney is running around with their heads cut off. Disney doesn't know what they're doing. Star Wars is doomed. And I'm like, okay, why? Why are you doing this? They literally did this with Avengers. You literally talked about this with Avengers. And you loved Avengers. Like, stop.
They know what they're doing.
There's a reason they're getting paid, and you're just a talking head. Speaking of talking heads, hi guys.
Hi, we're talking heads too. What do you know?
Well, technically, floating voices, podcast style.
Depends on whether you're watching live or not.
Yes.
By the way, you can watch us live on YouTube. Anyway,
good plug.
We'll plug later.
Yeah.
That's it for that story. We'll have to wait and see. Is basically my take on that.
Yeah, but I am not worried. I am also not going to actively search out any leaks or stuff.
No.
It will be interesting to see
what they come. Stay clean, friends. Stay clean.
Yep. I think The Last Jedi, the more I've watched it since, the more I've come to appreciate it, the more I've come to love it.
That thing is maybe... No, I shouldn't say that. Probably the second best Star Wars movie.
First one being?
Empire Strikes Back.
Everyone says that.
Everyone's right.
Yeah, but then again, when Empire came out, everyone shat on it as well.
And see, history repeats itself.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's move on. Let's talk about something else, because we are done with films.
Real last bit thing. I saw this today, but it's not really big. Camila Cabello is getting into acting.
I did see that, yes.
As she has been cast in the upcoming Fast 9 film, confirmed by Vin Diesel.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, that sounds right. That sounds about the speed. So, speed.
Yeah.
So, I'm okay with
this confirms that it will indeed be a heist film.
That's all she does?
Yep.
Anyway. Alright, let's move on out of movies and into television. And we always start the television section with our Sports Corner.
Alright, sports.
We speak. The Nationals and the Houston Astros are facing each other in Game 2 of the World Series. Washington is up by 1 game, and currently, this game is tied 2-2.
Going top of the 6th here.
So,
Max Scherzer pitched yesterday for 5 innings and basically shut down the big bats of the Houston Astros. Steven Strasburg of the Washington Nationals is currently doing the exact same thing, holding the Houston Astros to 2 runs. But hey, those are literally their only 2 best pitchers, and they cannot pitch them back to back. So it'll be interesting to see how they do for the rest of the series.
So so watch with bated breath as we have several more games to come.
Yep. By the time we podcast next week, we will indeed have a
winner.
New World Series champion.
All right, but until then, other sports are happening as well. Meanwhile, in the NFL, you have here that the Madden curse has struck again.
Yes, One of our favorites, the Madden Curse.
If you're not familiar with the Madden Curse, the concept is that the cover athlete on that year's edition of Madden Football, EA's famous football franchise, has something bad happen to them, whether it's being injured, being traded, having a lousy season, etc.
On the field, off the field problems.
Whatever it may be.
Yeah. And literally, this has happened every single year.
Yeah, there has not been an exception to the Madden Curse yet. Although there's been some stretches.
There's been some stretches indeed.
Like, keep in mind, Tom Brady has been on the cover of a Madden game.
Yes, but the year he was on the cover of the Madden game, he lost the Super Bowl.
Right. But that's the worst that happened to him. So really it depends. It's not always really bad. Sometimes it is. Well, what's this here?
In this case, it is bad. Patrick Mahomes started this season...
Oh, my homie.
My homie was, through the first 4 games, on pace to throw for 6,000 yards and 70 touchdowns. That pace has officially ended as this past week on Thursday, when we played Thursday Night Football, he got injured in his ankle or his kneecap.
Yikes!
His kneecap popped, became loose. It dislocated kneecap. They had to pop it back in, and he will be out for 3 weeks roughly.
Oof.
3 to 4 weeks. But yeah, Madden Curse strikes again.
Rough time to be a fan.
Yep, especially with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
But you do have your bye week coming up.
Well, rest and relaxation.
So it's something.
Maybe. Something.
This is why you should always groom a good backup. Most teams, I'm looking at you Steelers, when your main quarterback goes down, don't really have a backup. Looking at you, Jaguars. But
calling them out.
Luckily, some teams, looking at you, New Orleans Saints, have a competent backup who can still put up points and help you win games. Looking at you, Blake Bortles. Not saying that your Dolphins getting injured, but I'm just looking at you, Blake Bortles.
Because we like to look at you,
Blake
Bortles.
Yeah, I always draft you on my fantasy team, so give me some points.
All right. Anyway, other sports are happening.
Other sports are happening.
Basketball happening. Hockey
yes,
happening.
Yes, basketball season has officially tipped off. It is the regular season now. Go hooping. Mm-hmm. Pump up the jam.
But if you'd rather watch some football, as in soccer, we got good news for fans of soccer in Sacramento, California, as they have added a MLS team home in Sacramento.
Yay! They got an expansion.
Yeah, an expansion, 29th expansion MLS team will be playing in Sacramento. What are they called? Do you know? Something FC, I remember.
It was Sac FC last I saw.
But yeah,
that would probably be changed.
They are, I believe, the 4th MLS team in the state of California.
That is correct.
And their rivals seem to be our local Los Angeles Galaxy.
Really?
Yes.
The Galaxy?
Yeah.
And not LAFC?
No, weirdly enough. I was confused too. Like, all right, cool. So we're not going by the names. All right, fine.
Yep.
Maybe because they're the most storied franchise here and they want to be better than them.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Why settle for the new, like the newer
Why pick a fight with the new kid?
Right, instead of going after Goliath with
Yeah.
David. Makes sense. Anyway, that's sports, unless you have anything add to sports before we move on.
Nope, I'm good to move on because the sports I was going to talk about is going to happen in video games.
Alright, cool. Let's get to that later, because first we get to talk about television news proper. What's going on in the world of television.
Alright, who's buying what?
Yeah, streaming networks and or companies are buying shows left and right. We talked about purchases of Seinfeld and Friends and Big Bang Theory and The Office for weeks now. Mm-hmm. Well, the newest casualty in the streaming rights war has been NBC's cult hit Community.
Will be.
Sorry, Will be.
Yes.
The Dan Harmon created show, which was on NBC for a few seasons, then Yahoo Screen for a season.
Yeah, it was. That's how I got that 6th season.
Yeah, no movie though.
Nope.
No movie.
Not yet.
But yeah,
Not
beloved
yet.
by a cultish following, is gotten picked up, but not by a streaming network per se, but by Sony Pictures Television, who is taking the global rights from Yahoo Screen once their contract is up in May 2021.
Yes. Sony's is the one who produced it, so they will be taking it away from Yahoo Screen.
And putting it who knows where. They have not announced where the destination will be headed.
No, but they currently hold the rights and essentially
do what they want.
The purse,
right?
You could say.
So yeah, the show consists of 110 episodes and, of course, can attract attention at a time when the rights of classic scripted comedies from the past couple decades is at an all-time high. So yeah, it'll just be a gold rush of sorts for rights of these shows as we get more and more streaming services cropping up. Sony, as of this recording, has not announced a streaming competitor to face directly against Netflix, Disney Plus, HBO Max at all. All they really have is...
It is PlayStation Now.
And Crackle. Remember Crackle?
Crackle is still a thing.
Don't rely on Community coming to Crackle. That will never happen.
No. They will literally lose money if it goes to Crackle.
All right. That's it for that. That was a quick story.
Yeah.
Our second story.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Seinfeld was able to fetch $500,000 for all its episodes.
Right.
I don't expect you to fetch that much.
It does not do in that kind of ballpark.
No. Friends also reached
way more money.
Way up there too.
Yeah.
No, I'd put this about 300.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll
see.
At the ceiling, 300.
Honestly, Yahoo Screen probably didn't have it for much. Probably didn't need much.
No.
Because I don't even know what company owns Yahoo anymore. It went through several hands over the last decade.
Right. The CEO has changed.
Right.
Not Yahoo. Maybe did Alibaba buy Yahoo?
Oh, is that what happened?
Is it Alibaba or Tencent?
I think you might be right about Alibaba.
I wanted to say Alibaba about Tencent.
Confusing. Anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about Comcast.
Okay.
Everybody's favorite cable provider.
All right. So what if I don't want to watch cable on Comcast?
Well, last month the company announced plans to give a free streaming box to all of its internet-only subscribers. Except there's an additional fee that they didn't disclose to those people at the time.
Isn't free though?
Nope. They're giving away the streaming box for free only if you also rent a modem and router from them for an additional $13 a month. A Comcast spokesperson said they would be dropping the rental requirement in the coming weeks, but over a month after that, the requirement is still in place, and the checkout interface has been updated to emphasize that its streaming box is only included when you rent the company's modem router combo. The ability to use your own router and avoid the fee is, quote, coming imminently, unquote. So, buyer beware.
Never.
Yeah.
Also note that you can literally buy your own router and modem.
You can.
If you want.
I am looking like I might have to take advantage of the money I'm paying for this internet.
Yes, the 300, even though you're basically being capped at like 150.
I'm paying for gigabit and I'm getting about 170.
Yeah.
So I should have a lot more than I'm getting.
Oh no, you definitely should. But they don't always match up the modem correctly.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to call in 2, 3, 400 times.
Sometimes. So, yeah. Buyer beware. If you're a Comcast subscriber and been offered this, know that free ain't free. Always check the first time you pay your bill. Always check to see what you're paying, so that way you know in the future what to expect.
Also, note that we had 2 random stories in TV because it was such a slow week.
Slow news week.
It was either talk about South Park in China yet again, or talk about cancellations and renewals. Which we'll be talking about.
We'll talk about that later, but we'll get there in a moment. Before we do, though, you have some thoughts as you watch some HBO this week.
Yes, I did. We'll start with the end of one series before I start with the beginning of another.
All right, so tell me about the finale of Ballers. I love talking about this show, and I still don't understand why you still watch it.
Well, As I said at the beginning of this season, that I was only watching it because it was its final season.
Yeah.
And they decided to tackle the biggest fish of them all.
That's funny.
No. That is also a pun and correct.
Yes.
As they dealt with the NFL.
Right. I remember you saying this.
Yes. Directly with the Players Association and getting the players health care for any person or anyone in the league longer than 3 years. Health care during their play and after, and also extending it to former players as well. This was the big thing that it's the greedy owners versus the players who put their bodies on the line. That is like literally the biggest fish they could go next to. As the previous season, they tackled the NCAA and trying to get players paid. And hey, look what happened!
Look what happened with that.
Yeah. In the previous season, it was about expansion into not esports, into like X Games sports.
See, if it had gone on one more season, we would have definitely gotten the esports season.
No, we had esports season this season as well.
Oh, okay, never mind.
As the turtle of the group, Entourage reference there, the turtle of the group, scored big at the end of the season by becoming an instant millionaire when he sold his esports team. Yeah.
Got it.
Also, even though he was already a pseudo-millionaire because he was his best friend's manager, who is a defensive lineman for the Dallas Cowboys and gets paid $90 million a year, or gets a $90 million contract, seeing as the manager gets 10% of that, that's $9 million right there. Yeah. So, didn't really need to do it. No. But they needed to somehow shoehorn esports in because it was their last season and they needed to, reach every demographic possible. So, of course, they had them play League of Legends, even though I'm pretty sure that the guy they had playing didn't know what the hell he was doing.
No pro consultant was asked to participate.
No.
All right, so did it end on a relatively reasonable note?
It got the Hollywood ending.
Yeah, of course it did.
Because, of course it did. It's the same thing that Entourage did with its ending. It got its Hollywood ending.
Literally, because they put out a movie.
Yeah. They literally put out an Entourage movie after.
There won't be a Ballers movie.
No, there will not be a Ballers movie. I'm going to put money on that
right now. There will not be a Ballers movie.
No. But what essentially started as two guys trying to hustle their way through becoming sports agents, or sports managers, my bad. Becoming sports managers and managing people's money into, I now own an NFL team and I'm going to throw that all away because I am a player first and I want to support the players. In 6 years. That all took place in 6 years. Also, you had one guy going from literally being out of the league, selling cars on a lot, to becoming the president of the Los Angeles Rams in 6 years.
Yeah.
You had one guy go from being his buddy's weed dealer to being his manager to, like I said, being instant millionaire with an esports team. You had another guy go from being a free agent to winning a Super Bowl to basically becoming a producer with his own production company in 6 years. So, yeah.
Can't really do much more.
Can't really do much more than that. I don't know. Win an Oscar? Win a Tony? Get the EGOT? I don't know. But like I said, they went really high, really fast over the course of this season. And what was essentially supposed to be the sports equivalent of Entourage held up that title, I want to say.
Yeah.
Then again, that title wasn't that heavy to hold in the first place.
Yeah, not something necessarily you want to aspire to, but it did, I guess.
I mean, when you pitch HBO, hey, I want to make Entourage, but with sports.
Yeah.
That's and The Rock's going to be in it, I like that.
It did its job.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
I mean...
It fulfilled its destiny.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say destiny. If it was destined for anything. But it definitely did give you an insight into the sports world and all the money these guys throw around. And when in the second season, you just start instantly talking about millions of dollars. Whereas the season before, you were literally begging for money so you could business could stay afloat.
Right.
And now you're basically retiring. Like, the escalation scale for that pay...
They had to.
Just got
They kept writing themselves into
high.
corners where it's like, we have to get our characters do something bigger.
Yep. They gotta go bigger every season.
Yep.
And The Rock is literally the biggest.
Big.
So, if you're already starting big with The Rock...
Yeah.
There's only so much you can go until you hit that roof, that ceiling.
Anyway.
Anyways, yeah. Ballers. It will be a thing, much like, as we remember, Entourage. That was a thing that happened.
It is a thing that happened.
Yep.
All right. That's not the only thing you watched on HBO, though. You also watched the hot show on Everybody's Lips.
Yeah. So, when one thing ends, another thing begins. In this case, not Ballers, but Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
But now that Game of Thrones is over, and Westworld Season 3 is, I think, next year.
Yeah.
We need something in the fall to help us with that hour-long drama palette of ours.
And what better than to bring to HBO a storied graphic novel that became a okay movie that became a sequel comic that nobody read to now an adaptation of the comic that actually I guess takes place in the world but isn't explicitly a retelling of the original story.
So it's not.
I don't know what's going on with Watchmen.
So this is brought to you by Damon Lindelof.
Yes, everybody's favorite from Lost and Prometheus.
Yes.
Fame.
Yes, Prometheus.
Prometheus.
Mainly Lost. But yeah, from the school of writing yourself into a corner.
Speaking of,
David Lindelof is both the head writer and show producer and series creator of Watchmen on HBO.
Yeah.
Now, there is Watchmen, the comic book, as you brought up. Mm-hmm. There is also Watchmen, the movie that you brought up.
Have you read Watchmen?
No.
I have.
You have.
Weird.
It's not that long. It's only like 10.
Yeah, it's not that long. It's like a novel.
Yeah.
A graphic novel.
It is a graphic novel.
Did you like the movie?
I did. I really liked the movie.
That was fine. I didn't love it. That was fine.
I thought it hit on a lot of interesting points. I do like Zack Snyder's style.
Sure.
For that. Yeah. It definitely gave
choices.
It definitely gave it its own unique flair to it, and definitely looked like a graphic novel came to life.
Yeah, but man, some weird ass choices were made in that movie.
Sex.
That scene comes to mind as a weird ass choice.
Yes. Well, which one?
Exactly right. All of the above. Right?
But no, I remember when it came out, I really liked it. I liked all the ideas and thoughts it had. I thought it was a good film, considering I hadn't read the graphic novel. But, it was definitely a good film. And that film is what led Zack Snyder to become the head of DC EU.
Yeah.
And then we saw how that turned out.
Not great.
Yeah. But we're not talking about that. So while the movie came out, DC, the comic book, decided to put out, as you said, the Watchmen series after that.
Right.
What was it called?
I don't remember what it was called,
Doomsday.
but I remember that...
Watchmen Doomsday Clock.
It was based on the original, but did not involve the creator, Alan Moore.
Right. To which Alan Moore said that he never wanted a sequel or prequel to the Watchmen series.
Basically completely removed himself from being associated with the project.
Yes. Not oddly enough. That is exactly what happened here. He's completely removed himself from the project.
Right. He did the same thing with the movie, so this is 3 for 3.
Yes. He was sticking to his guns of not wanting to retouch this.
Based on it, yeah.
Yep. But seeing as DC owns said rights to it,
right, they can do whatever they want.
Including make an HBO TV series about it.
Alright, so what's up with the TV show? Now we've talked about the background.
Now that we got all the background out of the way, the TV show takes place in modern day, but follows the timeline of the movie, like post the movie and comic book. It follows that narrative into now, where Richard Nixon was still president for 5 years. Current president, or is Robert Redford, or he was like the successor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And everyone lives in a police state of sorts. The cops could basically run the city, but they also hide their faces as to not reveal who they are, so that their families may be protected. There's a lot of symbolism in this film, in this series. 9-episode series that harkens a lot of what was in the Watchmen comic books. There's a lot of like homages to clocks, especially in the design, in the shots. There's a lot of circular motion. There's also a lot of hints and nods and winks to it. Like there's an owl mug in a police station. Some of the technology they use is reminiscent of Dr. Manhattan, the Vigilantes.
Do you see a blue penis at any time?
Not specifically blue, but penises are there.
Do you see a penis?
There is sex, yes. Regina King gets sexed up in this. She is fantastic. Not just in the sex... not just being sexed on, but no, she is a good lead for this. I was a little bit worried where this might go with her as the lead, but damn, she's acting like this is like her acting tour de force.
That's good.
I can see why she is the lead. She definitely does not need to be a side character, a secondary character, or tertiary. She, like, every time she's on the screen, she owns it. She deals with everyone with force, which can be both good and bad, but that is also a part of the character. I like what they're doing with this. They're introducing a lot of new characters to the series, but also playing off their motifs of their comic book counterpart, whoever that may be. The other one I want to bring up is Jeremy Irons. He is naked in this thing.
Naked?
Yes.
Do you get to see Jeremy's iron?
Yes, you do. You get to see someone rubbing on Jeremy's iron.
There you go.
Making it all polished.
If you've... God damn. Well, if that's ever anything you've ever wanted, well, there you go. Now you have your opportunity.
They make sure his iron is clean.
Yep.
He's like, yes.
Straight, no wrinkles.
Well, which is funny because he is old and has lots of wrinkles.
And yet, anyway.
And yet they're able to stretch him out.
Anyways, moving on.
Jeremy Irons plays Ozymandias in this series. And, oh boy, does he play that I know everything and everything is terrible, but I gotta reluctantly save the world vibe.
Yeah.
He's like, everything about his character is both secluded and super curious. Then again, I also put that to the writing of Damon Lindelof, as mystery boxes are thrown throughout this thing.
Of course.
You don't know whose side you're on. You don't know whose side you should trust. There's a lot of state propaganda thrown throughout this that you may or may not necessarily agree with. But at the same time, this is the world that has happened post Watchmen, where Dr. Manhattan, well, not where, according to the comic books, Ozymandias was able to teleport a giant squid into New York City, declaring that we're under alien invasions, and thus unite the world in world peace.
Right.
And this is 30 years past that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so there is still world peace, but there is also some sown deceit throughout the world of people who may not want to believe the government and everything they say. Conspiracy theorists in a bit. Some, as the show is not so subtle about, right-wing nut jobs who take the words of Rorschach to heart as a Bible of sorts from his book as was dropped off to a right-wing publication at the end of the original comic book series, and they have taken his words and strewn them out as 30 years of reading will do to it, to anything.
Right.
Making
a broad interpretation.
Yeah, making it a religious zealot of Rorschach and them basically worshipping his words into an obscured version of what they actually were about. Because, as with most things, if you obsess with them for 30 years, hell, even 5 years,
turns out,
you can start to have a warped view of things. And just compound that by 6. And so these followers of them, the cavalry, wear the Rorschach mask in order to hide their faces, but also as a way to fight against the police. This is all one episode. It's very interesting. There's also a lot of, like I said, the mystery boxes going on where are they right? Are the police right? Who are all these vigilantes? Are they going to solve all this? Is there a bigger threat? Why did it start with the Tulsa race riots and all of a sudden fast forward to today? Also, this takes place in Tulsa, not New York, not LA, but Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Sure, why not?
And so somehow the reason we're in Tulsa will be explained somehow. There's also a raining squid. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that the world builds upon, and it does a lot of the good show, not tell, which I really like in storytelling. But at the same time, because you're showing it, it leaves up some more questions because you're not acknowledging it. It's just there. It's just a part of their everyday lives, so they know what it is. But why would you continuously point it out? Like, hey, like we're on the internet right now talking to possibly millions of people when someone like doesn't know what a podcast is.
Yeah.
Like for us, it's just we're talking, not we're talking to an empty room. No, we're talking to you guys. But trying to explain that to where podcasts don't exist, it's kind of like, well, you're just sitting around talking, like you're not doing anything. Like, well, no. Clearly, we are, but we can't explicitly tell that to you right now because this is just a part of our daily lives. We don't start off every podcast saying that. Like, this is a podcast. Although, we do say, welcome to the Media About Podcast.
We do. We kind of do.
We kind of do.
Anyway.
But then again, we don't, like, define what it is. And that's kind of what the show does. It doesn't necessarily automatically define what everything is. And that's slowly what the mystery is of unraveling how this world came to be and the problems they have and how Ozymandias, most likely because he did it in the first film, in the film in the graphic novel, will fix the problems through pain and fear and suffering, but ultimately lead to what I can only assume is a better outcome for the world.
Yeah.
But this series is set to only be 9 episodes. According seemingly from fan reaction, it should get more.
Yeah, but we'll see.
But we'll see if HBO or Damon Lindelof want to necessarily do more. I can definitely see them continuing this, but as I just discussed with Ballers, you may have to continuously raise the stakes where it becomes too ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
we'll see.
I'll watch.
We'll keep watching.
I'll be the one who watches the Watchmen. Along with like 10 million other people every Sunday.
Pretty much. Alright, well, I didn't watch anything, so that means we move on out of television thoughts into television cancellations and renewals.
Alright, so while I was too busy watching The Watchmen, what else happened?
Well, first up, Apple TV announced a bunch of their shows are getting 2-season orders, including Dickinson, For All Mankind, Home Before Dark, Little America, See, and The Morning Show.
Yes, all those because Apple TV is not out yet.
Right.
They believe that these will be bona fide hits, not only because they're showing ads for them, but there's a lot of internet interest for them, so they decided to give them second seasons already.
So yeah, you're ready for two blocks of them, at least.
Yep.
CBS, meanwhile, ordered full season pickups of some of their new shows, including All Rise, Bob Hart's Abishola, Carol's Second Act, and The Unicorn.
Those are all comedies.
Right, they're all coming back.
Yep.
At least for the rest of the season.
I guess not necessarily all Rise, but it is kind of a comedy.
Meanwhile, though, on NBC, they've killed one of their new shows already. Sunnyside. Canceled after only three episodes.
So, remember how I said, I like what they're doing here, but I don't think other people will?
No one did.
Yep. It might have been too diverse for most people to continue
Or just too all over the place.
Yeah, it was kind of all over the place.
Meanwhile, CBS All Access has renewed Why Women Kill for a second season, so you will continue to learn why women kill.
I need to know. So can you show me?
CBS has plans to bring back The Late Show with Stephen Colbert for 3 more seasons, bringing that show all the way till 2023.
Sure. I mean, they don't know what the next election cycle is going to bring, but
why not have Stephen Colbert ready to talk about it? So,
just in case anything happens.
Just in case anything happens.
Yeah.
Bless the Hearts on Fox got renewed for a second full season.
Hey!
So people like that thing enough to keep it around.
I said it has some good potential.
But NBC has canceled Bluff City Law.
Yes, it only ran for 4 episodes. It will be replaced by... No, not Will and Grace. That was Sunnyside got replaced by Will and Grace. But no, Bluff City Law only ran for 4 episodes. They do have several others in the can. It was originally got renewed for 10 episodes, but I guess they jumped the gun there, and will just end after 14.
Well, High School Musical, the musical, meanwhile, over at Disney Plus.
You mean High School Musical, the musical, the series.
Yes. Over on Disney Plus has, before it premieres, been also had a 2-season order. So expect another season after this one's done.
Yay, baby. I don't know. Maybe.
Disney Plus, next month.
Yes.
Are you excited?
Yes. I will definitely watch all 2 days that I can. before a bunch of stuff goes stay on.
Alright, let's move on then. That's it for cancellations and renewals. No deaths this week.
I did not look up any deaths.
Well, let's just pretend that nobody died. Let's move
on
no one died. Music. No one died.
Yay!
Congratulations. Woo! Good job, Mother Nature.
See, even the Grim Reaper takes a day off.
Slow
takes a week off.
Slow death week.
All right. That brings us
talk about music.
Yes, and that brings us to Billboard, and that brings us to the Hot 100.
The hottest.
Yes. So hot that we have a return.
Yeah, how hot are these singles?
Well, it's so hot that it hurts.
And are they in my area?
Well, maybe. You just have to apply your credit card information to verify that you are of age.
I got to.
You got to.
All right.
Number 1 in your Hot 100, your singles chart, is Truth Hurts by Lizzo.
Back to number 1 after missing a week.
2 weeks. It was down 2 weeks.
Right.
Number 2, Senorita by Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello, your new Billie Eilish. Number 3, Someone You Loved by Louis Capaldi. Number 4, Circles by Post Malone. And number 5, No Guidance by Chris Brown.
Yep.
But really, it's Drake.
Really, it's Drake.
You still don't know what Louis Capaldi is?
Still don't know what Louis Capaldi is. Tell me about the albums chart.
Well, your Billboard 200 charts, your albums. Number 1 is Al Young Boy 2.
Yeah,
By...
Okay, this is one of my favorite artist names.
Yes. Al Young Boy 2 is the name of the album.
Right.
By Young Boy Never Broke Again. That is his artist name.
The artist is named Young Boy Never Broke Again. So I looked this guy up a while back because I was curious about why his name is so stupid.
Yes.
And apparently he's called that because the Never Broke Again is a ASAP style group of rappers.
So
Young Boy is his name, but he tacks on the Never Broke Again because that's the squad he's in. He's in the Never Broke Again crew.
Could he just go by NBA?
So that's the thing, is that's what they're called. They're called the NBA crew.
Okay.
But they can't call him NBA because it's really confusing. They might think they're basketball players. Get it?
Right.
So that's why he spells it out, Never Broke Again. But yeah, they do call each other, like, he's Young Boy NBA. That's an AKA listed on his Wikipedia.
Okay.
But again, Young Boy NBA sounds like, oh, he's a rookie in the National Basketball Association.
I guess. But yeah, Young Boy Never Broke Again.
Never broke again.
Congratulations.
He'll never be broke again.
You have a #1 album.
Then he'll never be broke again.
And until next week when that album is nowhere to be seen.
Yes.
#2, Hollywood's Bleeding by Post Malone.
Still bleeding.
#3, Over It by Summer Walker.
Still over it.
#4, Kirk by DaBaby. And #5, True to Myself by Lil Tjay.
Yeah, you were going to do that. Pretty sure it's Little TJ. But yeah, let's call him Little Tjay.
Little Tjay. Like a Tarjay.
Little Tarjay.
Little Tarjay.
We got one of those down the street.
The smallest.
Yeah, small Target.
Yes, unlike the Target Superstore.
Right. Very different.
Where you could easily get lost.
Super Target. Yeah, Super Target. Because that's Skechers.
Yes, it is. Mile-long Skechers.
Mile-long Skechers.
Well, those were your albums. We also have new music this week.
Okay, what am I listening to this week?
I don't know what you're listening to, but here are the new releases.
All right.
We have Cry by Cigarettes After Sex.
That's what I like to do, is after sex I love to have 1, a cigarette, and 2, I love to cry.
A good cigarette cry?
Yeah, I love to have a good cigarette cry.
Get all that smoke up in your eyes?
Oh, yeah, no, that'll make you cry.
Yep. #2, Magdalene. Sorry, not #2. Also coming out this week.
Ha! Ha!
Also coming out this week, Magdalene by FKA Twigs.
Yes.
Don't know who they are.
FKA Twigs has been around for a few years.
Sure they have. We also have Daylight by Grace Potter.
Okay.
Speed Queen by Little Scream.
Ah! Where's my Little Scream?
Seeker by Mikael Cronin.
Uh-huh.
Colorado by Neil Young and Crazy Horse.
Mm-hmm.
Pony by Rex Orange County.
Yep.
I saw this single in the new releases last week. I decided to listen to it because it said Rex Orange County.
Uh-huh.
I didn't get it. I thought it was terrible. You couldn't decide between being a singer-songwriter and just an acoustic.
Interesting.
We also have Pyroclast by Sun O. Parentheses.
I always wondered how you're supposed to pronounce that.
I think it's Sun
O. Maybe.
And lastly, 3 Chords and the Truth by Van Morrison. Yes,
That Van
Morrison. All right.
That's it.
That brings us into... I assume you're not going to listen to anything this
Hell
week.
no. No, that was...
All right.
Yeah.
That brings us into music thoughts. All right, sorry.
No,
music news.
News before thoughts.
Yeah, music news. And first up are some lawsuits.
Yeah, so there's 2 big lawsuits happening in the world of music this week for artists that you might be familiar with. But they were both funny to me and were interesting, so I combined them into one news story.
And you know how much I love music lawsuits.
Yes, you love these stories. Well, here's 2 hot ones.
Yeah. First up, Lizzo literally today, shot back at 3 songwriters who claim that they deserve a piece of her breakthrough hit, Truth Hurts, her current #1 hit, Truth Hurts, with a lawsuit. Like many recent hits, the song, which has been atop the Billboard Hot 100 for 7 straight weeks, is the subject of claims from people who say they are entitled to a writing credit. Mm-hmm. In this case, it's the brothers and songwriting team of Justin and Jeremiah Raisin and another collaborator, Justin Yves Rothman, who recorded demos with Lizzo back in 2017. and went public with their claims last week. Meanwhile, Juice WRLD...
Yes, one of our favorites here at the Media Boat Podcast.
Yes, Juice WRLD, the rapper, has been sued by the pop-punk band Yellowcard.
This was hilarious to me.
Yes, that Yellowcard.
Ocean Avenue.
For $15 million. Who claimed that the rapper's 2017 song, Lucid Dreams, copies melodramatic elements of their song, Hollywood Died, according to a report in The Blast citing court documents. Yellowcard, which had split in 2017, are seeking $15 million, royalties, and credit for co-ownership of the song. Also, do note that, Lizzo's song came out in 2015, and they're just now suing about it.
Yeah.
And Juice WRLD is being sued by a band that is no longer a band.
Yeah, don't you love it? Don't you love this time of year?
This is all types of weird for these two. I don't believe either of them, but as, Marvin Gaye proved, it was Marvin Gaye, right?
I don't know.
The estate of Marvin Gaye.
Oh, yeah, that you can do it.
That you can do it.
Yeah, that was the landmark case.
Yes, also Flame proved. Literally, you can copyright anything, including 7 notes.
Yep.
And say, this is my beat. You stole my beat.
Yep.
Please, try and prove you didn't steal my beat.
So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yes, lawsuits on lawsuits. I love me some dumbass lawsuits.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of dumbass lawsuits.
All right.
Coldplay.
Coldplay doesn't have any dumbass lawsuits.
No.
They do, however, have something to announce.
Yeah, they do. They, after a teaser campaign that took place over the past few days, Coldplay, yes, that Coldplay, confirmed in social media posts this morning that they will release a new double album called Everyday Life.
Yeah.
Due out November 22nd. The artwork isn't the only old school thing about the album, with the two halves divided by theme. Every Life seems to be a conceptual double LP, a la the Smashing Pumpkins' sprawling 1995 effort, Melancholy, and The Infinite Sadness, which was divided into Dawn to Dusk and Twilight to Starlight discs.
So yeah, it seems like they're going for something real lofty and concepty for this one. Will they be able to pull it off?
In a double album, they only need one hit, so I'm going with no.
Yeah, this is a weird choice for Coldplay. I think that they've had kind of a weird span right now where not that many people are talking about Coldplay anymore.
Well, let's see. Their last album was Milo Xylo? No. All the Stars.
There was one after that, yeah. The one that had Sky Full of Stars on it, yeah. Yeah, I don't remember what that was called.
Right. But yeah, that was a 2014-15 hit.
So it's been a little bit. Been a minute.
It's been a while.
Yes. You're going to do a Stained cover?
Yep. A double Stained cover.
Double Stained.
Well, hopefully to leave their mark this time.
But yeah, I don't know. So Coldplay fans, good news for you. For everybody else, well, we'll just have to listen to this and see what it is.
I guess Chris Martin doesn't want to be a dad anymore.
Nope.
Or
maybe
all that Coldplay money finally ran out.
No. He just wants to express himself,
By going on tour. Got it.
Going on tour. All right.
That brings us to any music thoughts. You listen to anything?
No thoughts this week.
I have one thought. I listened to a playlist made by you.
That doesn't count.
Hey,
music.
I don't know. It's new music, but I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Good to hear it.
All right. Moving on.
All right, let's move on to video games.
All right, so on to video games. Hey, we're going to breeze right through this thing. I told you it was going to be a short-ass episode.
So, video games, just a heads up, this is the calm before the storm because we will be playing a very big video game next week.
You'll be playing a very big video game next week.
Yes, guaranteed.
I probably will not, as I will be not in town this upcoming weekend.
Right.
I may still play Borderlands, but I'll get to that in thoughts.
Okay.
We'll talk about that, Borderlands in thoughts.
But first, what am I playing this week?
I don't know what you're playing.
No, you do. But
well, I do. I anyway. Literally do know what you're playing this week.
But what else is coming?
But we have other upcoming new releases. Including that remake of Medieval, or remaster of Medieval for the PlayStation.
The PlayStation 1 hit Medieval, getting remade for the PlayStation 4.
And being quietly put out because there hasn't been a whole lot of advertising for it.
Nobody cares about Medieval, and I don't know why they're making this.
Because there is some type of fan base out there for it, but it is a PlayStation 1 platformer.
Yeah, it's old.
Yeah. We also have After Party. And after the party is
the hotel lobby.
The hotel lobby.
Yeah.
For the PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and PC. We also have Disney Classic Games, Aladdin, and The Lion King, a double pack.
Double pack full of Disney goodness for you.
For the PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and PC. We also have Harvest Moon, Mad Dash for PlayStation and Switch. And Yakuza 4 for the PlayStation.
That is a port, or I guess a remaster, of a PS3 game originally.
Yakuza 4.
Yes.
These next three are going to be your big ones, depending on which,
where you
land. First up, we have Super Monkey Ball, Banana Blitz HD for the PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch.
Yeah, if you really like the Super Monkey Ball games, this is a remastered edition of the Wii game. This was a Wii exclusive back when it came out. No longer. It is available for everything.
Yep, coming to the PlayStation and Xbox as well as the Switch.
Yeah.
We also have Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2019.
So,
for PlayStation, Xbox, and PC.
I would have done that, except, fun fact,
that's not how they're labeling it.
This is actually the first game called Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Because the original one was Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare.
And then it was
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
So no, there has not been a game called Call of Duty Modern Warfare until now. Believe it or not.
Technically.
Stupid.
By technicality standards.
It's the worst, but here we are.
And yet, here they are.
Wow.
But yeah, Call of Duty comes out this weekend to some very positive reviews. As I noted, I played the alpha for this, the 2v2 alpha, and it looked good, it played smooth, and I enjoyed what I was given.
Good things are being said
about this year's Call of Duty. It was fast, though. I literally played it for a couple hours because there wasn't a lot to it for the alpha.
Right.
But what they gave me, I thoroughly enjoyed.
Yeah.
Do note there is a campaign this time. Funny, we do have to note that.
That's true.
Yeah. But if you're not into Call of Duty and want to play something that's completely out of this world, you can play The Outer Worlds on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. Brought to you by the guys downstairs, Oblivion.
Yeah, Obsidian.
Even I messed that up.
But funny slip of the tongue there, because yes, as you know, The Outer Worlds, if you don't know what it is basically a Fallout game without the Fallout license, as it is, but in space.
Space Fallout.
It's designed, it's designed by Obsidian, who of course designed Fallout New Vegas back on the 360 and PS3. So yeah, if you liked that game, I understand that this is a lot of that. So if you like creating a character and getting your charisma up and talking to NPCs and taking quests and exploring a world, this is the game for you. I heard it on a podcast described today as Fallout 3 meets Mass Effect, which is high praise. So,
I will note early here that normally we do a scale after we've reviewed a game of a buy it, rent it, or discard it. This will be a definite buy if you're looking forward to playing this, as it will be a super long campaign, roughly 40 hours.
Yeah.
For just the main story.
And Xbox Game Pass subscribers, you already have this. Because it's launching on Xbox Game Pass. So you don't even need to spend a full $60 to enjoy it if you're an Xbox One owner.
Yeah, but it will be available.
If you want to play it on a PlayStation, like I probably would do, I will have to spend a bunch of money on it. So, yeah, we'll see what I end up doing. I still don't know because it'll be a pain and a half to play it on Xbox.
Yes.
Just the way that my life is set up right now.
Right.
So, we'll see what I do.
We'll see what you decide to do.
But I will be playing some Outer Worlds. I will be back talking about it next week. Also, I saw the fine folks who made Outer Worlds today as our building had a fire drill. And we were all lined up outside on the lawn.
Yay! And then you start high-fiving them like, yeah, you put on the game.
But the whole time I was thinking, like, man, I just want to go up to them and, tell them how excited I am to play their game on Friday. But it's so weird. But yeah, so anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, congratulations Obsidian for putting out that game this week. I look forward to playing
it. Yeah. If you want to get Xbox Game Pass a try, one, you can get a month, I think it's 1 month free trial.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get 1 month free trial, or you can go to Taco Bell and buy one of their special $5 boxes and get an additional 14 days, 2-week trial for Xbox Game Pass.
So yeah, so if you want to give Outer Worlds a try, absolutely go pick up some tacos.
I may be doing that.
Do that.
Just to try out this game because it is on Xbox.
It's long enough to create a character and get started in the first probably zone. So yeah, that's more than enough time.
Depending on my life and playstyle and what I get through.
All right, but that's enough of that. We'll talk about more of that next week. We have to move on to news.
Yes, because as like with Outer Worlds, you mentioned it was Fallout-like.
Yeah, but what is Fallout up to these days?
Well, Fallout 76, their latest game, decided to try something new, and then, did it.
So yeah.
To mediocre praise.
And what are they getting in trouble for this time?
So Fallout 76 has launched the new premium subscription service called Fallout First. The membership is available to purchase now and includes access to private servers, which Bethesda calls private worlds for you and your friends, exclusive items, and other bonuses. Private Worlds has been one of the most requested features since Fallout 76 was released back in November of 2018, as Fallout 76 proper is an open world game. Always online, too. Well, last week Bethesda revealed that private servers will be coming to the game this week, but there was no indication that the feature would be locked behind a subscription paywall. Well, you can purchase a Fallout First subscription for $12.99 a month or buy a full year at a 36% discounted rate, which translates to $100 for a year.
So,
on top of the game you purchased.
So somebody pointed out today that for $9.99 a month, which is less than $12.99 a month, you can play all the way through both Fallout New Vegas and the Outer Worlds. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about spending $13 a month to have private servers in Fallout 76.
Yes, as the Xbox Game Pass subscription is $10 a month. And you can play all the games that they offer. I think Gears is on there as well. And some Halo games.
Gears 5 is indeed on that service, so you can play a lot of stuff.
Yep. But yeah, if you just want to divulge your entire life, I guess, into Fallout 76 for the low price of one Benjamin Franklin, you can do that. No. No, thank you. No.
Thank you.
No, this is me going on a big pass. Yeah. Sorry, Bethesda, but you're losing a lot of people this way.
There are probably some people that would be interested in that. I feel that there's a diehard community still playing Fallout 76 out there, and this is probably just for them and literally for no one else.
Well, yeah, I mean, all they need are like 10 people to divulge literally all their money into it.
Yeah, that's...
It's the whales that bring it in. It's not the everyday person. It's the whales who divulge all that countless money into it, into their wallets and bank accounts.
I love whales. All right, let's not talk about whales. Let's talk about something else.
Okay, let's talk about some EA. We brought up EA before.
Yeah, we yes, we often bring up EA. We also often bring up college sports.
And how there is a lack of college sports games.
Correct.
Well, the stable of EA sports games once included numerous college sports games.
Sure did.
But for a variety of reasons, including lawsuits from former players, EA stopped making them. Well, now, EA CEO has said the company might return to college sports games, thanks in part to the new lawsuit that will affect certain collegiate athletes and endorsement deals. Speaking at the Wall Street Journal Tech Live conference this week, EA CEO Andrew Wilson said EA would jump for the opportunity to make more collegiate sports games if the NCAA came up with a system to pay the players. Wilson added that he receives a lot of emails to his personal accounts from fans asking for EA to bring back college sports games. Quote, I think there are many, maybe even millions of players who hope that's the case, he said. And I believe he is right.
Yeah.
I remember having a lot of fun doing the college teams.
I love the mascot mode.
There's a mascot mode. There's create your own college town.
Yeah.
But yeah, you spend 4 seasons trying to better your player. And the best part was, when the new Madden game came out, you could literally import your player and already have a boost on it. It was a win-win for EA.
That was the deal, yeah. It was a good time.
Yeah. And then, some guys didn't like that they were in a college game because they weren't getting paid.
No, because it wasn't them.
It wasn't them. No, it was number 7.
Yeah, they were number 7.
Number 9. No.
Men number 9.
Men number 9.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if depending on how this law goes, whether or not they're even able to do this. Because what if California is the only one to pass a law like this, and if EA decides to go through with the game, then what would they do? Every non-California team is generic, but the California teams are specially presented?
You would call it UCEA. And it'd just be college California teams.
That'd be such a weird niche product, though.
It would, but
why would
you would have the 5 big UC football powerhouses going against the other 5, 6 other schools in California.
That's so weird, though.
Yeah, but they would get paid. I mean, yes, I don't think someone from, say, South Dakota is going to want to play in an all-California school.
No.
Team.
No, they wouldn't care. That's the thing. It's such a weird niche product at that point.
Well, that's when you don't make it a football game, but you make it a college life simulation, where you go via
The Sims meets.
I'll say Sims, but via Bully, where you go to school, go to class, causes disruption, make endorsement deals while you're in college.
You know that EA has zero interest in making that game, right?
Oh yes, no, because they don't want to play.
They don't even want to make story modes in Madden anymore.
Yes,
that. There's no way that they make a game like that.
No, I can dream.
Maybe this is like a mobile thing. Maybe it's like the USC experience or something like that. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, this is a big question mark. Of course, this is not them announcing anything. This is just an if scenario.
Also, even if they do it, they will have to wait 3 years.
Right.
I'm sorry, 4 years.
Bother, yeah.
4 years to even bother to once it gets enacted. But we'll see. I mean, you wouldn't have an NCAA game until 2022 at the earliest, but it is possible.
It's possible. We will find out.
Yeah. But speaking of things that are possible, we have thoughts.
I do have a quick thought. I'm continuing to delve into the library of Apple Arcade.
Okay.
And I've got a new one I can talk about real briefly here.
Okay.
Do you like reading?
No.
Well, you just shut down my entire thing.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Humor me and say yes. Do you like reading?
No. Oh, sorry. I did it again. My bad. All right. Well, one more shot. I can do this. I can do this.
Do you like to read?
Read?
Yes.
Yes. I read literally something every day.
That's true. Do you like to read public domain literature?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it's public, so it's free.
Yeah. And lastly, do you like word puzzle games?
Well, you should have started with, do I like puzzle games? Yes, I love word puzzle games.
Well, what if I told you that there is a game out on Apple Arcade now called Dear Reader that combines your love of public domain reading public domain literature and word puzzles?
Okay, I am intrigued. What is this thing you are trying to so fervently sell me on?
So yeah, Dear Reader is a game that does exactly that. It has a bunch of built-in public domain books combined with a store where you can buy with in-game currency more public domain books in which you play puzzles with. And puzzles include, there's some blanks in this portion of this book. There's a bunch of blue words on the bottom. Fill the blanks in order by clicking the words correctly.
Oh, okay.
Get it right, you get a perfect score, you get more in-game currency to buy new books. Get it wrong, and you lose points, and you have to go back and try to get more.
See, when you said this, I was a little worried that it was either going to be a crossword or a word search puzzle.
It's not. So, that's only one kind of puzzle, though. There's actually a lot of different puzzles in this game. Some that I haven't even seen because I haven't unlocked them yet. You unlock new variations of puzzles as you play.
Okay.
/read. So far I've done fill in the blanks. I've done line swapping, where you swap entire lines of the words to match whatever's being written. There's individual word swapping from the same line, where you have to swap within a line two different words. And more beyond that I haven't even seen. So I've only scratched the surface of what this thing has. The public domain books include Pride and Prejudice, which it starts you with. So if that's one of your favorites, then you get.
I would say if you've read some of these free public domain books, is that more of a leg up?
No, not really. It's such a small portion of each of the chapters that it doesn't actually. You're not actually reading the whole book.
No.
It's not necessarily as in depth as that. However, there is on certain books. It seems like the majority of the books in the game. A screen reading option, which means you can straight up read those books if you want. So yeah, there is that option if you so want to.
Like you complete the level and you can read the page or
because
chapter.
That's the thing, they're public domain. They can just include them.
Yay.
No one cares. They're free. So yeah, it's a neat concept that I've only scratched the surface on. I'm excited to see where it goes from here when I have a little bit more free time to play it, as it takes a little time to get the puzzles done. Also, for people who are concerned if that sounds a little easy, well, there are 3 different difficulty modes. You can add the middle and hardest difficulty, add a timer to the situation. So that way you feel a little bit more of an impetus to do the puzzles quickly, even though you could potentially make more mistakes.
Okay, I thought you would say they make everything Shakespeare-like.
No. There is Shakespeare, though, in this game. There's some Shakespeare.
Because if anything is in the public domain, it is Shakespeare shit.
There's some Shakespeare, there's some philosophy books in there, there's all sorts of different things. So, if that sounded cool to you, by all means, check it out. It's on Apple Arcade. I am not sure if it's available elsewhere, but I know for sure it's on Apple Arcade. So go check that out if that sounds cool.
Okay.
Dear Reader is the name.
Dear Reader. I played Borderlands, and I got to the end.
Or did you?
Or did I?
So you did the thing that I warned you about.
Yes. I said goodbye.
Stupid.
I said goodbye to everyone. I defeated the boss. It gave me the trophy and said Borderlands will continue in 4.
Right.
And it had the big Borderlands 4. I was like, this is the end. Hey, guys, look. No. I beat it. It says 4.
No.
3.
2. 1.
2. 1. Continue.
Yeah.
I was like, well, clearly I didn't.
Game does not stop after that.
This game is the never-ending game. I both love it and hate it at the same time. I'm so happy that they're giving me all this experience, and yet...
For what?
Is it too much experience?
I think it might be too much. I think the game overstays its welcome.
So can we label this as Carly Rae Jepsen?
No!
But it's too much.
Haha, I get it. But no.
If I'm playing, then I'm playing too much.
I think it's...
If I'm looting, then I'm looting too much.
It's tough for me to say that, though, because we kind of also did it to ourselves by trying to do every single side mission.
Which I would do either way.
So I'm wondering if we hadn't done that, if we had maybe had more fun with the story.
I also wouldn't be as over-leveled as I am.
True, and it wouldn't be such... That boss wouldn't have been so easy if we weren't leveled up as much as we were.
Yeah, because I was 41 going into the boss.
And yeah, it was a cakewalk. Which is why I kind of knew in the back of my head, it's like, there's no way this is the final boss. That was too easy.
Right.
So, yeah. I don't think I died.
No, I didn't die either.
Yeah.
Also, I let my dog, Tyler Skaggs, hump its leg. And then it eventually did pee on it.
Good.
As Skaggs typically likes to do to random items in the game.
But anyway, so yeah, I haven't gone back to Borderlands since I talked about it last week.
Yeah, I did that on Monday, I think.
And now with Outer Worlds coming out, I might not come back to it until maybe...
End of the year?
Maybe next year. We'll see. Maybe end of the year. We'll see.
Well, you're going to need to at least have it for end of the year list.
Need is an interesting word to use. I don't know if I need to finish it to be able to talk about it for our end of the year list.
Well, then our list may be very different.
Yeah,
because
you
it's ought to finish a game before you.
Probably not going to be on my list
of
top fives. I don't think. I think already I have enough games to fill that top five.
I don't know if I have enough games to finish that top five.
Also, why would I bother when Sayonara Wild Hearts is the best game of the year?
Yeah. Not going to play that.
You're missing out. Alright, that's it.
Alright. Hey, look at that. It is literally 1:30. So, quick, wrap us up.
Thank you for watching the Media Boat Podcast for this week. We will be back next week for another episode. You can see us live on YouTube if you go to YouTube and search Media Boat Podcast. Like, subscribe to our channel. Click the bell to get notifications when we go live. That is usually on Wednesday nights, 6:30 to 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. So tune in there to see our modes live.
Boom, boom, boom.
If you'd rather listen to us in audio form, say at work or on your jog, wherever you listen to fine podcasts, you can listen to us there by downloading us on Apple Podcasts or any RSS feed-driven podcast thingy you can think of. So go ahead and download us as well as many, many back episodes. You can also find us on social media where we post about our episodes. On Twitter, we're at MediaBoatCast. On Facebook, search MediaBoat Podcast and you'll find our page. Twitch.tv/MediaBoat is where you can find us playing video games such as Borderlands 3 as you continue your travels.
Maybe some Take Biddies as well this week.
Maybe some Take Biddies, maybe some Outer Worlds, depending on if you get that
Game
trial.
Pass, yeah.
You can also help us out with money, as it does cost money to host a podcast on this here internet. You can do that by going to patreon.com/MediaBoat. There you could donate as little as $1 a month. That's a fraction of what you pay for coffee, at least once a month, I'm sure. So consider doing that. Even that small amount can help us out, and it can add you to a currently so elite list of people that nobody is in it.
I'm talking one of one here.
Yeah, one of one. You could be a one of one. The only time you can say that about your life. So do it and become our favorite person to ever have existed. And with that...
Second for me.
Second, maybe.
Also maybe second for you.
Maybe. That'll be it for the Media Boat Podcast. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you next week.
Yep, we'll be back next week for
$1.99
for Outer Worlds.
Yes.
Thoughts.
Yes.
And maybe some movies.
We'll see.
We'll see. Depends on what I end up doing. But yeah, we'll definitely have more news for you next week. Okay, bye.
Goodbye.
Woo!
No after show. Nobody's here.
Nope. Wasn't even looking. Bye-bye.